today would be a good day to talk about the differences in clay. So today we're going to talk about air dry clay, foam clay, Model Magic, and our poly, which is polymer clay. There's a little difference in all, and so really it's just preference in what you like. But there's also advantages to some and disadvantages to some. So first, we're going to talk about our foam clay, which is my favorite. The foam clay is airy and it's softer than air dry. It's fluffy. It's light in weight. When it dries, it's still foamy and a little movable. And you can find this, the one you see here I actually got from Hobby Lobby. And then I get mine off Amazon, and I'll show you in a minute my favorite. But with this, you're going to want to condition it really well to prevent cracking. And I use this for almost all of my projects, all my fake bakes and stuff like that, because this is just my preferred choice. This is bows that I get off of Amazon, and it lasts forever, y'all. And then you can add paints in it to get it whatever color that you're looking for. And this one I snagged for really cheap from Hobby Lobby. I've not actually tried this one yet to know how great it really is. I buy from one of my craft friends who makes it, and then I'll get my white off of Amazon in the bows. So make sure you always seal it back up really, really well so that it doesn't dry out. But this is my preferred choice of clay. Next, we're going to talk about poly clay, which is the polymer clay. This is my least favorite just because it's much, much harder and it hurts my hands. But with the polymer clay, it hardens. It requires baking, but it doesn't shrink. It doesn't expand. Your foam clay will shrink and expand. It's more durable than the air dry. It's waterproof and long lasting once it's baked, but it's also good for intricate detail work. And I mean, you can use this for jewelry, beads, charms, figurines. I use mine with an extruder and make my own sprinkles. Let's talk about Model Magic. So Model Magic is probably my second favorite. It's just really easy to manipulate. It's more of a clay-like texture versus the foam clay. And it's a little less flexible. So the one that I get comes in a pack of 4 like this, and it's almost more rubbery. And you'll be able to tell when I pulled this apart versus when I was pulling apart the foam clay. But this, y'all can find at Walmart, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, like any craft store. You can find this anywhere. So I use this with certain projects, but I don't use it as much as my foam. And this as well, the more you get warmth to it from your hands and condition it, it'll loosen up so that you can work with it. Make sure you seal it up good, just as you would the foam. All of your clays, you want to make sure you seal back really, really tight and get all the air out of it so that it doesn't harden. Next, we're going to talk about the air dry clay. This is a natural air drying clay. You just let it sit and it'll harden. So no baking. It does take about 24 to 48 hours to kind of set up. I mean, it could take up to 2 to 3 days depending on the thickness of your project. The cool thing about this is you can add water to soften it or to help fill in like cracking. It's a fine earth clay. And once it's dry, you can carve in it. You can paint it. I use this for my faux Snickers, brownies. You can get some really good texture up in this. So I use this just for specific projects. This is like your pottery type clay. And you can get this from Michael's, Walmart, Hobby Lobby for very cheap. So it's just all about preference and what you like. I think this was a 5-pound bucket, I think, and it's really cheap, y'all. And Michael's always has sales on it. So I just want to go over and kind of give you just a little bit of information on each kind of clay. So I hope this helped a little bit. And I hope that you guys have a wonderful, beautiful day. Bye, y'all.